It's day 68. Had to check then. The sun is out. Oh God, it makes such a difference to my mood. And I always say that you should never say, even if you're feeling ill, you should always say you're healing. But I'm feeling pretty shit. so, um, so I am healing. Um, but yeah, I'm feeling really, it's really weird. So I've obviously got my pull-up bar thing that I do before I go to the gym. I will just do some stretches and kind of like I'll hang on the bar and do some like mini pulls and stuff. And I've been doing that every single day. Had no problems whatsoever. I kind of like decompress my spine and I can hear it all click as it relaxes and it feels so good. I'm not doing anything, literally just hanging on it. And I did that today before I went to the gym and I was feeling fine. I was a bit, I'd say, emotionally drained up until that point. It's been a horrific day at work, but that's another story. Anyway, so I was hanging, felt the decompression. I was like, oh, this is, I like it. I like that feeling. And I stopped, and then as I stopped, I kind of heard, like, felt the whoosh into my ears and like woo boom, woo boom, and my ears were kind of like pounding. And then I felt like a glaze come over. I was like, oh my God, I think I'm going to pass out. I did it. I sat down. I didn't, but I was just like, oh, that was really strange. And then since then, I have not been able to kind of shake this like woozy feeling. So I don't know if I've kind of straightened something and released a trapped nerve or something that was maybe not getting as much blood flow or what it is, but I feel really kind of like fuzzy headed. Like even just walking to the gym, I was like, oh, this feels a bit weird. Didn't do, well, I say I didn't do it as much. I just didn't do my cardio. I did all my usual weightlifting and I did one extra machine to make up for the fact that I didn't do my cardio, but I just didn't feel like my head was in the right space for it. And then the weather was beautiful and I was like, I'm going to go for my walk. And I came out and I was like, just want to go home, just literally need to get home. So I came straight back home, jumped in the shower, had ice cold shower. Feeling a little bit better. I've had something to eat as well, but still feeling really kind of, oh, like it's really strange. It's really hard to explain. So I think what I'm going to do is, I didn't get to sleep again early last night. I know it's my own fault. But tonight, without fail, I am going to upload this, switch my phone off. The problem is, like, from this point of me filming the video, you'd think it was a simple 10 minutes. It can sometimes take 2+ hours to upload the video to YouTube, to copy and paste it. Like, how these people upload 5, 6, 7 times a day YouTube channels, they've got to have a team of people working for them, and they've got to kind of, I guess they don't do it like me, which is they film it on the day, upload it and stuff. They must film like multiple things in a day and upload them over a period of time, which obviously I can't do. It defeats the whole purpose of this journal. This video journal is essentially the same as me at the end of the day getting a diary and writing my thoughts, feelings and emotions for the day. So obviously I can't do that in advance. And I like this. I do enjoy, I am getting so much from these videos and being able to look back and kind of see where I've been and see where I'm, you know, how far I've come and stuff. But yeah, on days like today, like I said yesterday, I'm stopping to refuel. It's going to take a couple of days. I had another meeting linked with work, but with occupational health, to see if there's anything else that they can support me with. Now I've obviously finished my therapy, and the lady I spoke to, oh bless her, she had me in tears. Like, she was like, so tell me a little bit about yourself. And I told her a couple of things and she was just like, you know, she was just like, I'm in awe of what you're saying. I said, I'm really sorry if I talk about some subjects that it's not until I talk about them that I realise that they're quite big things. Like sometimes I'll tell someone something that's happened in my life and they'll be like, fuck. And I'll be like, that's happened a dozen times. And they're like, what? You know? And it just makes me realize how strong and resilient and how I just keep going. One of the things, I do miss I used to have a mentor, and she just got me totally, like she was a huge step in me finding my feet. She pushed me to get my proper mental health diagnosis and things like that. So without her, I don't think I would definitely not be sat here now, for sure. And one of the things she said, she was like, and she was a mentor for a few people, and she was like, I could never say this to, and kind of side quest, people always used to think that because I've got mental health issues, you've got to tread on eggshells, you've got to be careful and delicate around it. She doesn't like feedback, she doesn't like this, she doesn't like that. My mentor said to me, you are one of the most open, constructive, easy to mentor, and, you know, understanding, considerate people that I've ever had to mentor. Like, if I tell you, try this, it might work, you go and you try it and you give it your all. Like, there's no, I don't think it'll work. You just give it a go. And I have. If something's not working for me, why would I not try something different? And I always remember, she was like, I'm going to say something now. She's like, and I mentor a lot of people, and I could never say this to any of the other people that I mentor. She said, purely because, one, they're not, and two, because I don't think they would take it the way you take it. And I want this to be commendable to you in the fact that people really misunderstand you and think that, you know, you have to be delicate around her and tread on eggshells. She's like, you are one of the people, she was like, you are one of the only people that I mentor that if I need to tell you something, I can just tell you. I don't have to think about how to say it. I can just tell you. And if you don't understand, you'll ask, you'll question it. You never get offended. You never get upset. You never get, you know, defensive or anything. You just listen. And if it's something that you don't understand, or if you want to know a bit more information, you're just open. And she used to call me a cockroach, which sounds horrible. And when she said it, she's like, Stace, you are like an actual cockroach. And this was after probably about 18 months worth of weekly mentoring. And I was just like, okay, explain. And she was just like, you are indestructible. She said, some of the stuff you talk about that you think is normal is stuff that actually blows my mind, that you have been through and you still remain the person that you are. How you have not turned into someone who is so negative and defensive with life. She's like, you are an absolute, like, I can't remember the word she used, but she was just like, you are someone totally unique. I have never met anyone who has been through as much shit as you have, and you still remain the person that you are, which is a commendable human being. Like, you're kind, you're considerate, you're empathetic, you're caring, you're loving, you're understanding, you're open, you're willing to change, you don't offend easily, you are gracious when someone gives something to you. And she used to say, you're an emotional ball of, emotional wrecking ball. But that's, and she was the one that kind of taught me to look at my emotions as a superpower. Like, to be able to experience like wedding day highs every single day of my life is absolutely fascinating. Some people will never get to experience highs as well as I do, but with that comes the lows. And when I hit my lows, they aren't just lows, they put my body under so much stress that normally for the next sort of 24 to 48 hours after I've had a really bad like mental dip, it takes up to 48 hours, it's sometimes a bit longer, for my body to recover. Like I get muscle aches, I get shakes, I get an upset stomach, I get sickness, I get diarrhea, I get brain fog, I get, oh my God, headaches, I get dizziness. I am full of a wealth of like physical symptoms. And this emotional intensity, these highs and lows, can happen dozens of times a day. Like I can be wedding day happy, funeral day sad. I can be angry and then back to frustrated and then confused and happy and sad. And then like emotional intensity disorder is so chaotic and so exhausting sometimes that it's, yeah, it physically drains my body. So when I've had a day at work where I have been physically challenged, like, sorry, mentally challenged, and then I go to the gym and I work out, and that's the physical challenge, like normally by this part of the day, I'm like, I just want to crawl into bed. Like I am done. I am absolutely squeezed of every ounce of energy. And I try and power through, and I try and make sure that I'm making the most of every day. Is there anything else I can do today? Is there anything else you know, and I do try and make sure that I'm trying to do something for other people. So like I've made a few things recently and just trying to add some spice into my evenings. But tonight my spice is going to be enjoying this beautiful sunshine that is still coming into my room. And I am going to, because I'm so cold, like my hands are, I don't know if you can see, they're so cold. I mean, it doesn't help that I've had a cold shower, but that normally does the opposite for me. But yeah, I've got no heat in, so I am going to get a hot water bottle. I'm going to get an extra blanket. I'm going to get into bed. I'm going to snuggle down, and I'm just going to lay in bed as the sun goes down, and hopefully that will set my melatonin and bring it down. I'm going to take my ashwagandha. I'm going to take some CBD drops. I've got a full tank of water, and I'm just going to try, I'm going to switch all my electronics off. I'm going to grab a book, and I'm just going to chill and hope that whatever this hazy thing is, after a good night's rest, passes. So that's it. That's mission tonight. So let's have a look at what we have today. So I don't think I've screenshot. Oh, I did. I think I am gonna use this quote because I saw it and I was just like, yeah. And it is, I am who I am. Like me, love me, take me, leave me. Know that I am a true friend to the end, and ask for nothing in return except two things. Don't hurt me and don't use me. And that is genuinely it. Like if you become a friend in my life, I will defend you to the death. Like I have got your back, even if you're in the wrong. Like, and then behind closed doors I'll be like, hey, you were wrong there, but I'm gonna stand up for you and defend you. So yeah, I like that. I am who I am. And at this current moment in time, even I don't fully know who I am. And I kind of love that and I hate that, because part of my mental health is to kind of like, part of the OCD is to kind of like have to know everything. So embracing these moments of learning and growing and becoming a person I've never been before is me coming out of my comfort zone and getting into a grey area, which if you know anything about emotional intensity or BPD and OCD, they are very black and white thinking mental health conditions. So to be in a grey area can be quite traumatic. I'm learning more and more that grey is where the fun is, because if you are stuck in a black way of thinking or a white way of thinking, you only have two choices. However, if you look at the grey in between, you have millions and millions of choices, because you could add 1 drop of black and 100 drops of white and you've got a grey. You could have 2 drops of black and 50 drops of white and you've got another grey. Like, there are so many combinations of grey in between black and white thinking. That is where you get to release any of your shoulds, woulds or coulds. Like, that is where the journey is, being able to understand that that grey area allows you to be anywhere on that spectrum. And yeah, I'm learning that, yeah, days like today, I definitely stuck in the middle of the grey at the moment. Like, my body is taking a bit of a toll, my mind's taking a bit of a toll, my energy, everything's just feeling like it needs a refuel. So yeah, that was my quote. That's my learning. My learningness. See, I'm telling you, it fucks with you totally. My learning is that grey is where the good shit happens. Grey is where the learning happens, and to learn to love and embrace being in the grey. My happiness is for the sunshine. I'm happy. I love the sunshine. I don't need much of it to feel so good. So I'm going to hopefully get a tiny little bit more of it before it sets this evening. I might just grab my blanket and just go and sit in the garden and just get some sunlight on my skin. And my gratitude today is for, I'm going to put my gratitude for the lady who done my occupational health meeting. I can't remember her name. I think it was, obviously I can't link her or anything because it's kind of a private service type thing, but let me just have a look. Who was it? I think her name was Lily. I just want to be able to say her name. Smart Clinic. Lucy. Her surname's got Illy in it, so that's where I must have got it from. So Lucy, I am grateful for your help, support, for everything for listening to me ramble on today, for your kindness and your words in after hearing what I had to say. Like, she was completely shocked at some of the stuff that I said had happened, and yeah, your kindness and your words at the end were very appreciated. And I know you're never going to see or hear this, but I'm putting it out into the universe. I hope something beautiful happens for you every single day for the rest of your life, and it's my way to say thank you. So that's it. That's my gratitude. I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go and enjoy some sunshine. Stacey, I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. You had a tough couple of messages to deal with recently, and you've done it now. It's done, it's dusted. You've had some stuff going on at work. It's you're over the first hump. Like you said in your very first journal, starting is the hardest. Today was the day, your first day doing this new task. So your first day is always the hardest. You've done it now. You've cracked it. You've just got to keep going. You are becoming a resilient and understanding, and yeah, you're embracing parts of areas that you've always shied away from. Like, if anyone had said to you about being in a grey area, you'd have been like, absolutely not. It's yes or no, simple. But now the fact that you are kind of going, no, actually I quite like it in the grey, because if that doesn't work, then I can just add a little bit more white and then it's a different grey, or I can add a little bit more black and it's another grey. And you know, when you set yourself such rigid, you know, black or white thinking, I think that's where you really feel like you let yourself down or you disappoint yourself. You don't need to do that. You do not need to do that anymore. You've always thrived outside your comfort zone. Just think of the grey area as outside your comfort zone. It's an opportunity for you to try things you've never tried before and to tweak them as you go along. And how beautiful is that? How amazing is that? So anyway, go get snuggled down, get a hot water bottle, chill out, take some painkillers, and try and get some sleep. No electronics. Get this uploaded. Just put it up, just set it uploading, put it aside. You've had some problems with your Wi-Fi on your phone anyway, so just leave your phone to the side. Like I said, any messages, anyone that loves you, cares for you, and appreciates you will be happy to wait. Like, you know, you have to start putting yourself first. I know it's tough for you. I know you struggle with this, and I know your mind is like, I've got to reply. They've got, you know, they've taken the time to message me. I've got to reply. I've got to reply. No, you have to look after you. You have to make sure you are well and happy and content. You cannot give your best if you're not your best. And at the moment, you are probably running on about 50%. So get topped up, get into bed, get warm, get relaxed, get comfortable, get some sleep, enjoy the sun. I can see it's going, so I am going to really close this up now. I love you so much. I'm so freaking proud of you. You are showing up every single day. Like, you could have so easily, if when you had that dizzy spell, gone, no, it's not safe to go to the gym. You would have made every single excuse under the book to not go, and your excuse was, I'll go but I won't do cardio. Like, you didn't not go, is what I'm trying to say. You did it, and I'm fucking proud of you. Now get your ass in that sunshine, enjoy it, upload the video after. You can do that in a bit. Go and enjoy that sun before it leaves. And to anyone watching, I love you, I appreciate you, thank you so much. I hope my videos give you some insight into this crazy lady's world and what she's doing to try and figure life out and to survive and to become the best version of herself, and healing from heartbreak, and just aiming for the stars, and hopefully one day reaching them all. And if I do, I will bring them all back and share them with everyone. So watch this space. But until then, Stacey, I love you. Give yourself a hug. Give yourself a pat on the back, as the dude in your messages said. And know that you are one in forever. Just one. You are, that's it. And I'm proud of you. And I love you. And stay kooky.